Hi, welcome back to Pulled Focus for our 2022 edition of the series, and we'll be again talking to the filmmakers involved in this year's Deep Fried Film Festival. Today we are welcoming back one of last year's winners to talk about his new submission and what he's been up to. So please welcome Paul Blinkhorn.
Hi, good to see you again.
So Paul, can you tell us what you've been up to and sorry Paul, could you tell us what you've been up to and tell us a bit about your film that you've submitted for this year?
Yeah, so I've been doing a fair amount of writing for the last few months, and the film I've submitted to the festival this year is called The Mayoress, which is kind of a 3.5-minute short film made locally in a northern mill, and it was done as part of a 48-hour film competition which the Royal Television Society ran last year. So yeah, it's another little comedy which hopefully, just kind of gives a couple of chuckles for for the audience who watch it. Yeah, nothing too heady, and hopefully they'll see some familiar characters in there.
Great, and we'll watch a wee clip of that just now from The Mayoress.
Dad, what are you doing here? Hiya, Mum.
Is he there?
Who?
Your dad.
Yeah, he's here. Why?
Ask him about the Mayoress.
The Mayoress?
Just ask him.
Dad, where's my mum?
So Paul, what inspired you to make the film?
It was the competition brief for the 48-hour film challenge, and it was a case of using as many resources available to us at a moment's notice. So that was filmed in my house, my garden. One of the lead actors is wearing one of my jumpers. Just kind of seeing what I could do with a group of actors, just pulling together over 48 hours. And I had come across the Mayoress, as I won't give away the ending, but I had come across the Mayoress, and it kind of set a few cogs turning.
Well, very resourceful. As many other filmmakers will identify, that sometimes you just got to make do with what's there, and the results for yourself. It let us see a great wee film, and we're looking forward to having it in this year's festival. But while you were making it, were there any sort of technical difficulties? Was there any new techniques you tried, and how did you overcome these?
The big one was rain, I'm in the north, so rain's always going to be a problem. So having to be a little bit kind of choice with what shots I wanted for some of the exterior stuff, because it was really affecting sound. So I had to kind of adapt on the day and kind of lose a couple of things, try a couple of different shots that I wasn't anticipating doing. But I seem fairly happy with it. The catering was much easier this time round because I had my own fridge and thing. So because considering I was doing the catering as well, I knew where the toilets and everything were, which makes it a hell of a lot simpler for actors.
Yeah, nobody getting lost, no excuses as well for
No
taking too long.
excuses, no. Yeah.
So
I like to say, use whatever resources are available.
Well, last time we spoke, we were still different parts of the country. We're in different stages of lockdown still, but we've got through that. Things are mostly getting back to normal. What have you found within the UK film industry post-COVID?
I still get the impression that it's a little slow to kind of get started again. People still haven't fully recovered. It looks like potentially Cineworld, one of the main kind of cinema chains, is potentially going to go bankrupt. So I think that's going to affect filmmakers getting their films on the big screen. I think it's still an exciting time. There's a lot of great projects happening. I've had the chance over the last couple of months to do a little bit of shadowing on Coronation Street and Emmerdale, which is something I've been wanting to do, get into continuing drama for a while. So hopefully things are starting to move career-wise for me and other people. But yeah, it's precarious, and I think for people early on in their careers, cost of living, like with everybody, is hitting those people much more because they don't have the stability in the industry. So those who were stable remain stable. Those who were kind of earning the stripes and working their way up, maybe just finding it a little bit more precarious. So one of the things I've kind of found, and I know other filmmakers are in the same situation, I'm doing less of my own self-funded stuff because it isn't possible. You're kind of having to just be cautious of what's happening, what's coming around the corner. So I would have loved to have made another couple of shorts in the last year, but I've just been kind of spending more time writing, ready to go into production, hopefully when things calm down a little bit.
It's the same.
And they're all comedies.
Well, we need a bit of laughter. But it's the same
Yeah.
across a lot of industries. My main industry is visual arts, but you still need your bread and butter jobs. So, do you think
My son's trying to get onto the screen with no top on, so I'm just stay over there with his teddy.
a PG label on?
Yeah, you might get Pikachu peeking around the corner in a minute.
So yeah, we all need the bread and butter jobs. So we need to be able to pay the bills. So would you make a move into television if that was going to be something more stable for you, or is film always going to be your passion? Is that what you're going to be pushing for all the time?
I've wanted to get into TV and then potentially high-end TV kind of further down the line, but it's still a skill set. A lot of the skills for TV are very similar to film. It's made differently. The pace is much quicker. It's a much faster turnaround. But hopefully, kind of, if I can kind of make inroads in TV, that would make funding my own work that little bit easier, and I'd make new connections, new networks, meet lots of new talented people I want to work with. And that'd be an ideal way forward, really, to kind of get the TV thing moving, and hopefully be in a position where I can kind of create work for other people who are talented that I've seen that I know equally aren't getting breaks, because there are a lot of people, really, really talented people in this industry, in front of and behind the camera. And it is just that. It's luck. It's luck as much as it's about talent. So if I can give somebody a little bit of luck by finding myself more stable, then I'll do what I can.
Well, we've seen year on year the talent that's out there within the film industry, and we're so glad that you've been able to join us again this year, and that the Mayoress is going to be part of the 2022 Deep Fried Film Festival. So thank you so much for joining us today, and hopefully we can have a catch up later in the festival. Maybe you'll make it to one of the finalists again.